Pay close attention to what I'm gonna say now. The world owns you nothing. The world owns you nothing. On the contrary, you own the world. What do I mean with that? Pay close attention. Well, you can require, complain, you can say you suffer injustices, you already came to this world in a situation of disadvantage, in a dysfunctional family, without financial means, you didn't have much studies, opportunities, this and that. Well, you are just like billions of people. Billions of people. However, if you keep on waiting for the world to give you something, you will never have anything. So if you want to be victorious in life, it's better to assume this stance. The world owns me nothing. I am the one who owns the world. Why? Because if you don't assume this stance, naturally, on the contrary, to think that the world owns you something, that people, family, your friends have to help you, your boss, that the government has to help you, etc. and etc. If you keep on waiting for someone to help you, that is a recipe to become a frustrated person, an angry person, grumpy person, like that child in the toy store that throws a tantrum, rolling on the floor crying, to mobilize the parents to buy a toy to them. Well, for sure, you don't want to be like that child. So it's better for you to assume the stance, the world owns me nothing. I am the one who owns the world. Because if you assume this stance, what happens? You take control of your life. You stop on allowing people, the circumstances, that the world around you control your life. Well, when I say the world owns you nothing, why do I say that? Okay, you can say that when you were a baby, as a child, if you didn't have the list of conditions to have a normal childhood, to be considered to be normal, that childhood that the parents were present, nothing lacked for you, you had the opportunity for education, maybe you didn't have that, you didn't have that opportunity. Very well. But you who reached adulthood, and I don't talk to children, I talk to adults, I speak to you who reached adulthood, the age of reasoning. If you reach the age of reasoning, it means that you overcame all of that. You've been through all of that, but you're no longer a hostage of the past situation. You went through childhood, you reach adulthood, and you can no longer be waiting for food given in your mouth. Yes or no? You have to understand, okay, I may not have had a privileged childhood, just a normal childhood, but I overcame. As billions and billions of people in the world. Which means, the truth is, the vast majority of people don't have this considered normal life. If we go straight to the point and say what a child should have when they arrive in the world, how a childhood should be, and then we will see, I don't know, maybe 80%, 90% of children, maybe even more in the world, don't have this kind of quality, this life considered to be normal. But they went through it and overcame it. So you cannot be using your past, your childhood, as a reason why that you cannot be successful as an adult. Because in reality, those who came through a hard, tough childhood, they have an advantage. How many were those who had a privileged childhood? Of course, not all, but many children who were spared from being exposed to hardships. They were spared from hardships, conflicts, lack of this or that. They didn't lack anything. They had everything that they needed. How many of those they reach adulthood and are true childish people, spoiled children as adults, and they don't know what to do, and they still depend on their parents when they are 30 years old. Today, when you see a young man, a young woman, 18 years old, sometimes you see them as a child who is already an adult. 40, 50 years ago, the 50-year-old man or woman, they were already taking care of something or a family, of something, a work, doing something productive out of their lives. Because the life of back in those days was harder. Life was harder, and people had to mature earlier. The hardship was harder. So to face hardship was good for them, and the facilities of some are bad, evil for them. Well, your hard childhood can be an advantage. Don't think as a disadvantage. It's way better for you to work with someone who came out of hardships, who came from fights, wars, to work with this person, to have this person close to you, to face some sort of challenge, someone who knows what a challenge is, than a person who is still smelling the mother's milk. And they had no experience in life. Okay, this person is not to be blamed. They're not to be blamed because of this upbringing, but they will have to face the hardship of life. They will have to mature as well. So, as I'm saying here, the world owes you nothing. You have to assume this stance. Instead of be waiting for people to help you, to do things for you, because you are a person who suffered some sort of disadvantage, you are a victim of this or that. Instead of that, think the contrary. You own the world. Think like this. I own the world. What do I own the world? What do I own the world? I own the world from the moment that I believe that I have something to contribute, that I have something to offer, I have value, I have talents, I have in my life gifts that were given by God, talents given by God, capacity, intelligence that enables me to make the difference in the lives of people. So I own the world. Yes, I do. To make the world that I touch, that I live on, a better one. I own the people in my family. I own there in my workplace, in the school that I study, in my church. I own these people something because I don't want to be a dead weight. The Bible teaches that we should not be a burden. The Bible teaches that we should carry our own weight, to not be a burden to anybody. So if I don't want to be a burden to anyone, so I am the solution. I am a relief. I am someone that they can lean on. I am a plus in the life of people. And that's how I prefer to live my life. And that's how you should live your life. You have something to offer. You own people. You own as a husband to your wife, as a father, as a mother, as a son, as a daughter, to your own parents, as a collaborator there in your company. You own that company that believed in you, that hired you, that trained you. How many of you who listen to me now, when you enter that company, that work that you do, you didn't do anything. And the company believed in you, trained you, invested, gave courses, did everything for you. And today you are there, you are more capable today, you own this company. But I have been working, yes, thanks God, these abilities, even after you leave this company, will remain with you. You own this company, all that you have been learning. So when you assume the stance, I own people, I own the world, I don't want to own anybody, so I will offer, I will do the best I can do. I prefer to give than to keep on stretching out my hands to beg. That's why Jesus said, More blessed is he who gives. Better things to give than to receive. It's this mindset that he's referring to. The mindset that I own people and nobody owns me nothing. When you assume this stance in your life changes. Your business changes, your behavior at home changes, even your mood changes. Your personality, you stop being grumpy, complaining all the time. You stop being that type of person who victimizes themselves, someone who complains about life, how life is unfair. The world owns you nothing. Presume that, assume that. Assume the contrary position. I'm the one who owns somebody. When you assume that position, that stance, that you own the world, curiously, do you know what will happen? Nothing else will lack. Will never lack love, people that appreciate you, who love to have you around them. Will never lack people to pay for the good you do, for the product, the service that you provide. Nothing will lack for you because you add. You are a benefit. You're not a weight, not a burden. And people are prepared, yes, they are, to pay for those who are a benefit in their lives. So write this down. Keep this with you. The world owns me nothing. I'm the one who owns the world. What will I do in my world to add that is inside of you to make the world around me a little bit better than it is at this moment?
Did you like this? Would you like to hear it again? Listen to it as many times as you need until this content becomes part of you. Don't forget to leave your like, comment, and share. See you next time.